Welcome back, y'all, and happy Monday to you. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. As y'all can see, we're going to be breaking down Mississippi State's offense versus Tennessee's defense today. Please do us a very big favor. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and go through these stats real quick. Mississippi State's total offense is ranked number 62. Tennessee's total defense is ranked number 4. Mississippi State's scoring offense is ranked number 64. Tennessee's scoring defense is ranked number 5. And Mississippi State is also ranked number 122 in sacks given up per game. They're averaging about 3.2 per game. Tennessee's number 50 in that category. We're averaging getting about 2.2 sacks per game. Mississippi State's passing offense is ranked number 41. Tennessee's pass defense is ranked number 22. Mississippi State's rushing offense is ranked number 86, and Tennessee's rushing defense is ranked number 6. On to the third down conversions. Mississippi State is ranked number 33, and Tennessee is actually ranked number 1 in this category. That's really big, and I hope that we can kind of carry that throughout the rest of this season, because if we can get off the field on third down like we're doing right now, we are not going to lose another ball game. At least we should not. Now, let's come on down to the red zone numbers. Mississippi State is ranked number 91 in red zone efficiency. Tennessee is number 3 in red zone defense. And Mississippi State is number 71 in turnovers. Tennessee's defense is ranked number 42. Now let's talk about the key players for Mississippi State on offense, starting off with their quarterback, Michael Van Buren. He's listed at 6'1", 200 pounds. He is a freshman. He's going to be number 0 on their roster, and he's averaging about 265 yards per game through the air. He's only completing his passes at 57%, which doesn't look good, but he does have 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Those numbers aren't necessarily horrible. So he's a guy, just in watching him, it feels like he's operated in this offense for several years. I feel like he knows where to go pre-snap. I see him looking things off, and he's really quick with, hey, I'm going to throw this ball deep, or I'm going to dump this off, and just, kind of like let my playmakers make plays. He does really good with that. He can make all the throws down the field, middle of the field, short stuff. I mean, he can literally, I think, do it all. He's just growing within this system. There are some problems with that offensive line. If it wasn't for the offensive line having the issues that they have had all season, I think that this is a guy that, he might have some really, really nice numbers inside of their system, but he can also use his legs. That's not what he likes to do first. He likes to sit inside of that pocket. They will roll him out and get him some easier passes that way, but he looks good throwing the football in the pocket. And I also think on the run, I don't feel like his accuracy drops down whether he's in the pocket or if he is on the run. That's my whole point with that. But he is a very solid player, and Tennessee's going to have to try to get to him to slow down what he likes to do, throwing the football down the field. Next player is Devon Booth. I hope that I'm pronouncing his name correct. He's a running back listed at 5'10", 205 pounds. He is a senior, and he's number 21 on their roster. On the season, he's averaging about 13 carries for 59 yards per game, 4.5 yards per carry. He has 3 rushing touchdowns, but he has 4 receiving touchdowns. So he's a very, dynamic playmaker, I would say, just because he can do so many different things. Very, very versatile. But, man, I love the way that he runs that football. He presses up to the hole, presses up to that line of scrimmage, and explodes through creases. He has good speed. He has good balance, very good short area quickness, and he also runs really, really hard. So this is a guy that Tennessee is going to have to identify on every single play, because Mississippi State will have some gadgets where they bring him over in motion, try to throw the football to him. They have some really nice run schemes, too, with counters and all that type of stuff. Our linebackers and our safeties are going to have to identify where Booth is on every single play, because we're going to have to try to slow down what he likes to do if we want to have success versus Mississippi State offense. The next player is going to be Kevin Coleman. He's a wide receiver listed at 5'11", 191 pounds. He is a junior. He's number 3 on their roster. He's averaging 7 catches for 86 yards per game, 12.1 yards per catch, and he has 5 touchdowns on the season. This is a dude that tracks the football very well, okay? And he also runs really nice routes, whether that's, deeper routes, whether it's some of the, shorter, quicker things, and also more of the intermediate stuff. Everything that I've seen him do, he looks really good doing it. Now, most of the time he's going to line up on the outside, but I have seen him, line up at slot some. They'll kind of move him around. And again, this has some gadgets and things like that to try to get him open. But off of that 3-step drop, go balls, I think that that's one of his specialties. And, I feel like Mississippi State's quarterback does a good job of throwing accurate passes in those situations. But this is a guy that Tennessee for sure needs to be keying in on. We've got to try to slow him down, because he's going to be one of their more explosive playmakers. Now let's go on down to the next player, Mario Craver. He's another wide receiver listed at 5'10", 170 pounds. He is a freshman. He's going to be number 7 on their roster, and he's averaging 2 catches for about 44 yards per game. But the yards per catch is what's crazy. 22 yards per catch. He does have 3 touchdowns. He's another one, man. He can really take that top off. I think that he runs nice routes. He has really good speed, good quickness, all those types of things. He's showing really good hands, and he's got a little bit of a savviness to his game for a freshman. But there's several players that we could talk about just in this wide receiver core that Tennessee really does need to key on. I think they all play hard. They all have like a dog to them that I really personally do like. But yeah, Tennessee will have our hands full going up against Mississippi State's offense coming up on Saturday. Now, next player and last player that we're going to be talking about is Seydou Traore. I don't know if I'm saying his name right by any means. So he is a tight end listed at 6'4", 235 pounds. He is a redshirt junior, and he's going to be number 18 on their roster. He's averaging 3.5 catches for 40 yards per game. He only has 1 touchdown this season, but I like the way that they use him. He's kind of, like that check down player most of the time, but they will have some like gadget plays for him. So Tennessee's going to have to make sure that we have our eyes right and that we're dropping to the proper depth, that we're not just leaving this kid wide open, because he could definitely burn us if we let him. Now let's take a look at Mississippi State's offensive line with Pro Football Focus. Up at the top, their center has given up 3 sacks this season, 7 hurries, and 10 pressures. That's not absolutely horrible. The next player right here, number 76, playing at tackle, he's given up 5 sacks. That's really bad. 4 hits, 16 hurries, 25 total pressures. That's got to be one of the worst in the entire country. Number 77 right here, playing at guard, he's only given up 1 sack, 2 hits, 13 hurries, 16 total pressures. Next guard, number 75, he's given up 2 sacks, 8 hurries, 1 hit, 11 pressures. My goodness, man. Number 66 right here, also playing at tackle. He's given up 3 sacks, 4 hits, 6 hurries, 13 total pressures. And then number 51, man, Luke Work. He gave up 2 sacks, 4 hits, 8 hurries, and 14 total pressures. So we can tell right here that the offensive line really has been struggling all season, and Tennessee's going to have to find a way to try to get after the quarterback, just like everyone else has. Like we talked about, man, they're giving up about 3.2 sacks per game. I think that they have 21 sacks total on the season. And Tennessee's just going to have to, hopefully, man, we can get home with 3, with 4. But we do need to try to blitz, because I have noticed that they struggle picking up different stunts, different blitzes. But just as far as run blocking goes, I think that they do a pretty solid job. They do get movement. They played up against some really good fronts this entire season. So this game will not be a cakewalk by any means. And I don't care what all these numbers right here say. Just from watching these guys on film, there's some things that they do very well. All right, y'all, let me tell you what I saw from watching Mississippi State's offense on film. And this won't take long, because their offensive scheme is pretty much the exact same as what Tennessee's is. They love to run tempo. They're going to be run first. They're going to spread the field out. A whole lot of quick passes, whether that's short quick passes or deep quick passes. They will try to stretch the field out vertically, horizontally, all of that type of stuff. And we know how stressful this offense can be, because we've seen it whenever it's operating, at its highest levels. And not to say that Mississippi State's doing that, but man, they've had success versus very good football teams. Yeah, they might be the worst team in the SEC, but they've got one of the toughest schedules in the SEC. It's right there with Florida. I mean, they played up against Texas, Georgia, A&M, Florida. So they've played a lot of really good football teams, and they have had success with this offense. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Banks wants to do versus an offense that's going to be very similar to what he sees in practice all the time. Will he kind of show some of the tricks to the trade and how you can stop it? I still think that, man, you've got to be able to slow the running game down with the lighter box, or maybe we might try to stack the box up more and make them have to throw the football down the field accurately, things like that. I don't know. We're going to have to mix things up, but I would say that we need to try to blitz, because Mississippi State's offensive line has not done well versus blitzes. I don't think that their offensive line is bad physically. Like, I don't think that they have bad players. They just don't do a good job of understanding who to pick up on different blitzes and stunts and things like that. So I would expect that Tim Banks should try to throw them off with some different blitzes from the second level. So linebackers or safeties, corners, things like that. Really, the cornerback blitz is kind of deadly versus this offense. So we'll see how often does Banks try to dial things up. But man, look, we're going to have to tackle, okay, because their guys will run hard. They're going to get the ball out in space. We got to come up, make good, sound, fundamental tackles. We have to get off blocks. We just have to be very fundamentally sound in this game, really get back to our roots. But there's things that Mississippi State does that could put some stress on our linebackers too. Like, it's going to put them in some sort of a conflict, because they run a ton of RPO, a whole lot of, read option stuff. So the linebackers are going to have to be on point. Same thing with those safeties. And we say that every single week, but it's always important. You got to have really good linebacker play. Maybe it's more important in this game for the safeties to really, really ball out. So we'll see what happens, but this is not some sort of a lay down game, y'all. I know I keep on saying it, but I don't know if I can say that enough. This is a game that Tennessee is going to have to play well in, because Mississippi State has shown some really nice things throwing the football down the field, just getting the football to their playmakers, running the football well. they look pretty solid. You know, I am impressed with this team. We'll see what happens, but those are my thoughts. Please let me know yours down in the comment section. And as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.